It is time for an official review of the Shatter Me series. This will be not including the newest book, Watch Me. That's a bit of a spin-off, kind of, so I'm not including it in this. But I will be including the novels and the novellas. I know some people don't read the in-between novellas. I did, and I read them in a specific order. I forget what order I read them in, I'll be honest, but there are all kinds of pages to tell you the reading order of how you should read it. I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything. I don't want to do any spoilers. I just want to tell you what I thought of it and how I felt about it. But to start that, I think I need to give a general idea of what the series is about. So the series is a dystopian theme, I guess you could call it. There's like a romance subplot, but it is mostly like dystopian society kind of feel, which I love. I love dystopian novels. So in this society, there is a girl. We meet her in the very beginning. She has certain powers. We learn in the other books that there are others that also have powers. The world has been taken over by a group of people that they call the Reestablishment, and it is basically people fighting the Reestablishment to get their world back. And it's a roller coaster. There's lots of twists and turns, and I am so happy that there are still more books coming out, because I almost didn't read the last book just so that I wouldn't have to be done. I did not want the series to be over. So I'll talk a little bit more about what star review I give it, and I'll go into a little more details about the individual books. So we'll start with how many stars I give it. The entire series as a whole is a 5-star series for me. I absolutely adored these books. I think that they were meant to grow with the audience. They get slightly more adult the further into the series you go. It is still a young adult series, though. I think that it would be a perfect series for maybe like 16 to 18 kind of age range. That's a personal opinion, not trying to say anything about anybody, just that is my own personal opinion. I am 25, so I am out of that age range, but I absolutely loved it, and I definitely can see it being for a young audience. But each book was at the very least a 4-star for me. Some people I know don't read the novellas, but I think the novellas added so much to this series. I have the hiccups right now, and I'm trying not to. So sorry if that's a little bit distracting. I absolutely loved what the novellas added to this series. The novellas let us see other points of view. They let us see kind of what is happening in the background. We know that this big thing is going on, but because of the novella, we know that this small thing is also going on that they do not know about. I love when an author uses novellas for that purpose. Towards the end of the series, we get a lot more points of view, which I love. We ended the series on a point of view that I absolutely love. It just really made the series for me. But I think that doing this in a direct point of view instead of like an omniscient kind of point of view was the way to go. It's kind of difficult to do these dystopian societies from an omniscient point of view. I feel like you really have to know the mindset of the people in that community. And the author did a tremendous job in this series. I cannot wait to read Watch Me. I have not read it yet. I'm trying to wait and read some other stuff before I immediately jump into that. But I think you definitely can read the series without the novellas. You don't have to read the novellas. But if you're the kind of person that likes to have that little extra bit added in, then the novellas are definitely for you. You can read them out of order, the novellas, but I think that the order I read them in, which I found is actually like the best reading order. It's like slightly chronological, but not exactly like on the timeline. And it just kind of, it is like almost a behind the scenes kind of thing. Like, oh, you left off with them doing this thing, but what you didn't know about was this little thing. And I definitely think the novellas were used for a lot of character development. There was a lot of development of characters that you thought a certain way about in the novellas, and I think that was a beautiful addition to the series. This is just going to be a short review, so we're almost done. There's not a whole lot that I can say without saying what happens and giving spoilers, and I definitely don't want to give spoilers. But if you like dystopian novels, a little tiny bit of fantasy mixed in, but like a lot of realism, I think that this series is for you. There is a lot of diversity in the series. There are a lot of different types of people, and I really appreciate that. It's also just so weird to see kind of military-based dystopian novels because of like the current world that I am living in. I feel like there is a little bit of that like underlying fear of that kind of scenario. So I think that that kind of plays in well with the series and how the series goes. It's one of the best series I have ever read. I may even place it above the Hunger Games. Don't come for me. I do love the Hunger Games. It is so high up for me. But I think Shatter Me is like close to the same level. Really love Shatter Me. Absolutely a 5-star series. I think everybody should give it a try. That is my short review. We will probably do some longer videos coming up, but this one was just kind of, I really wanted to talk about it. So I will see you next Friday. Happy reading. Maybe read Shatter Me.